Basic properties of rocks are textures of structures of igneous rocks. We will be studying. They can be studied on the basis of granularity and crystallinity. Granularity is nothing but the size of the minerals present in the rock. So mineral are of different sizes. A few of the minerals in the rock are coarse. If the rock is made up of all coarse grained minerals, you can say that it is formed due to magma, because magma when cools it produces coarse grained minerals, and coarse granularity is due to slow cooling of magma. This happens below the crust as there is less chance of loss of temperature, so melt, that is magma, cools slow, and this slow cooling promotes the formation of coarse grained minerals, and it is normally formed in the lower part of the crust or upper part of the mantle. So elements finds easy to move from one place to the place where the crystallization is taking place. Other is medium grained, where the rate of crystallization is moderate. So the size of minerals will be a little bit lesser than the minerals as we have seen just magma. The example of coarse grained rock is granite or gabbro, and example of medium grained rock is dolerite, and magma is little bit moderately cooling. That's why the shape, the size of the mineral is moderate. So this moderate cooling is possible when the magma rises up into the crust. So in the middle part of the crust or near the crust regions, this type of rocks with medium texture or medium sized grain are formed. Third type of size is fine grained, where the minerals in the rock will be fine grained, and this fine granularity of the minerals in the rock is due to fast cooling. This is possible when the eruption of melt takes place on the surface. So as the melt is coming on the surface, we say that it is formed due to lava. And fine granularity is found in the rocks which are made from the lava or solidification of lava. So if it is fast cooling, that the atoms finds very less time to join the process of crystallization. That's why they do not develop the coarse grained minerals as it is seen in granites or gabbros. The example for fine grained rock is basalt. So you have seen coarse grained rock example is gabbro or granite. Medium grained rock example is dolerite, and fine grained rock is basalt. So I have taken these examples as they are more familiar with you. Second approach to study the texture of rock is its crystallinity, where percentage of crystals in the rock are studied. How much percentage the rock is made up of with crystalline material. If it is made up of completely crystalline material, we say that the rock is showing hollow crystalline texture. That means all crystals. So whatever melt is there, that melt will be converted into crystals, large size crystals. So hollow crystalline is the texture referring to the rock having all crystalline material. That means, in other words, it is not having any non-crystalline material. So example of that is again same, granite, gabbro. But if you come to the third example of rock, that is dolerite, that's dolerite we have taken in previous slide as example of medium grained rock here, but it is all crystalline. Though it is medium grained as we compare to granite and gabbro, this dolerite rock is medium grained, but though it is size of the minerals is medium size, whatever material present in the dolerite is all crystalline. That's why we have taken it as an example of hollow crystalline. Other type of crystallinity, that is degree of percentage of crystals present in the rock that is hemicrystalline. Hemi means partially. Uh, so this rock, which is showing hemicrystalline texture, possesses partly crystals and partly non-crystals. Okay, so this is what it is: mixture of crystals and non-crystalline material. Here, non-crystalline material is called as glass because as lava cools very fast, it do not get sufficient time for formation. So that will convert into non-crystalline material, which is called as glass. Okay, so the crystallization process will be normally fast. Okay, crystallization will be very fast. But why I have used the word moderate? It is because few rocks of dolerite type at the margins of their dike type of intrusion, you will find that they are having glassy material. That's why we can say that it is having mixture of glassy material that is non-crystalline and crystalline. And we say that dolerite is formed due to moderate cooling. That's why I use the word moderate. So hemicrystalline, if you commonly describe the texture of the rock, that means rock should show mixture of crystals, that is minerals, and some non-crystalline material like glass. Normally it is formed by fast cooling. Third type of crystallinity is holohyaline. That means all material present in the rock is mostly of non-crystalline material, that is glass. So we call it as holohyaline. It is difficult to find 100% rock with 100% glass composition because some of the material will develop minerals. So some degree of crystals will be present in holohyaline rocks. So example of holohyaline is um, obsidian and piston, and example of hemicrystalline is basalt. So gabbro is coarse-grained holocrystalline rock, and dolerite is hemicrystalline rock, and holohyaline rock example is uh, obsidian or pitchstone. This is how the coarse-grained rock looks like. This is the photograph of granite. You can see, you can mark out the pink colored orthoclases present in it, and also you can mark out the quartz present in it. So these are all other minerals which are not pink colored, are all quartz. So coarse-grained rock appears like this, and we call this as holocrystalline, coarse-grained holocrystalline rock. We also call this rock as plutonic rock because it is formed at greater depth. So most of the coarse-grained rocks will be plutonic origin. This is how it looks like under microscope. Same rock here you have seen in megascopic hand specimen. It looks under microscope like this. So you can see these minerals are coarse-grained, and there is no gap between the minerals because they are formed at high temperature conditions, high pressure conditions, at a greater depth. So whatever you are seeing around this, inside this circle, it is as it is seen in the microscope. Whatever material is there is all crystalline material and coarse grained. This is how the hemicrystalline rock looks like. You'll see that there are white colored coarse grained minerals, and surrounding that is all glassy material. This is all glassy material. So this is the example of porphyritic basalt. You are seeing is porphyritic basalt, in which you are seeing light colored minerals. Those are plagioclases, and those minerals were formed when the this lava which formed this rock, this lava was present far below the crust. So when it was below the crust, these coarse-grained minerals were formed because when that lava was at greater depth, there was possibility of formation of larger sized minerals. So it has formed a large sized minerals. So what is the explanation for this? The explanation for this surrounding fine-grained material is same lava when rises up, it takes along with it the coarse-grained minerals. So these are the coarse-grained minerals we are seeing, and after coming up on the surface along with these coarse-grained minerals, the rest of the melt cools very fast. So as a result of that, you will see that surrounding material is very fine-grained. So this is called as hemicrystalline. So the surrounding material is some crystals are there in it, but most of the material is non-crystalline glassy material. So it is mixture of crystals, that is white colored you can see, few gray colored crystals are also there, and non-crystal which is very fine grained. So this is called hemicrystalline rock. Example is porphyritic basalt. This is how the rock looks like under microscope. As I told you that non-crystalline glassy material is present in it. So you see in right hand side top figure, whatever gray colored material you are seeing here is glassy material. If you see at the left hand side bottom, that is C, whatever gray colored or dark colored material is glassy material. If you see at right hand side corner image, you will see this dark colored material. So it is not showing any shape or any character. Light do not pass through it. So we say that this is glassy material. So it is mixture of crystals plus glass. So this is what is hemicrystalline. This is the glass. These are the crystals. You can see these are the crystals. In this slide, left hand side C, you can see this is the large size elongated crystal surrounded by this dark colored glassy material. If you see in this slide at the right hand side top, you'll see almost material is most of the material is glassy. So this is how mixture of crystal plus glass, crystals plus glass, and crystal plus glass under microscope looks like. We call it as hemicrystalline. So this is another example of basalt. Previously, you have seen this porphyritic basalt with large size plagioclases. We call this also hemicrystalline. Another type of basalt which is commonly found in Maharashtra is like this. You can see in the left hand side image, and that is also hemicrystalline. So in that case, this basalt is very fine grained. It is not easy to find out minerals with naked eye, which can be called as crystals. So whatever we see is as mainly as largest amount of glassy material, fine grained. But if you take the section of same rock and observe under microscope, you will see that there are few large size crystals, and then the one which is fine grained here cannot be seen with naked eye here, is seen in the under microscope like this. Elongated white colored minerals are all plagioclase. These are the plagioclase minerals, and this is augite, large size augite. Colorful minerals are the augite minerals. This is augite. This is augite. So whatever colored material you are seeing, colorful material you are seeing is augite mineral, and elongated white colored or gray colored, this is all plagioclase. So as it is mainly for fine grained, in hand specimen left hand side it also looks fine grained, and only few crystals are coarse grained. But yet there are crystalline material. And where is the glass here? All this dark background you are seeing, all this dark background, fine grained material around it, fine grained material around this white mineral, all this is glassy material. So we say that this is mixture of crystals of coarse grained, crystals of fine grained, and then glassy material which is darker in color or tone. So this is mixture of crystal plus glass. That's why it is hemicrystalline. Is another example of hemicrystalline, that is porphyritic basalt again. Here in this specimen, plagioclases are smaller size. In this specimen, you have seen that plagioclases are larger size. In this specimen, plagioclases are smaller size comparatively. You can see white lines here. These are the white lines. Whatever white spots are there, those are the plagioclases. The rest of the material is fine-grained glass or microcrystalline material, very small crystalline material. So you'll see here, this is what it looks like as we see in the microscope. Few minerals are coarse grained, and this is how the non-crystalline glass looks like. So this is glassy material. If you want to see what is the glass, you can see it in this slide clearly. So it is very fine grained, shows no particular property. So this is called as non-crystalline glassy material. So we see few minerals are coarse grained, showing some color characteristics, shape, size, and plus glass. So this is mixture of crystal plus glass. That's why it is called as hemicrystalline. Example is basalt. This is the enlarged image of same thing. Left hand side you have seen that. I have enlarged it for your understanding, to understand how the glass is fine grained. So this is all glassy material which is non-crystalline, which is formed due to very fast cooling. So elements present in this were not could not get the chance for joining the process of crystallization. So this is how the whole hyaline rock looks like. It is further much finer grained. You can compare this with basalt. This is basalt. You can see here, this also produces conchoidal fracture, that is curved fractured surface. You can see the surface is curved. Here you can see concentric lines. This is common centered and many concentric lines are produced. So this is characteristics of basalt which produces conchoidal fracture or curved fracture. And this is fine grained. If you look at this fine granularity and this fine granularity, this is very fine, very much fine grained. So this rock is pitch stone, obsidian, and you can say that this is very fine grained. Looking at this, and it has produced a perfectly conchoidal fracture. So all this material is glassy material, non-crystalline material. So it produces conchoidal fracture. You also know that our common glass we uses for some furniture or windows, that also produces this type of fracture. We call it as conchoidal fracture, and it also shines like this. So this is a shining material. This is the slide that we have seen last time for understanding how it is on the basis of crystallinity. If the all grains are of equal size, we say that equigranular. So this is equigranular. You can see that most of the grains are of same size. Okay, so it is equigranular. If you see below, right hand side corner, few minerals are coarse grained, few minerals are fine grained. We can say that it is inequigranular. In these physical properties, you can see that inequigranular minerals, few minerals are coarse grained, few minerals are fine grained. The one which are coarse grained are called as phenocryst, and the one which is fine grained surrounding to it, it is called as ground mass. Phenocryst means a coarse grained mineral in a rock like this. These are the phenocryst, coarse grained minerals surrounded by fine grained material. So this texture in totality called as porphyritic texture. Okay, this will be seeing afterwards. This is porphyritic texture having phenocryst in it, a large size crystal, and surrounded by fine grained material. It is called as ground mass. So ground mass fine grained, coarse grained phenocryst forms a texture called as porphyritic. This is inequigranular texture. The grain size is not equal. So though this is fine grained, most of the grains are equigranular. You can see here in this cross section or microscopic section. Only rarely one mineral is larger. Rest of the material is mostly equigranular, fine grained equigranular. Here inequigranular, fine grained inequigranular. Inequigranular. Coarse grained minerals are equal to the fine grained materials. This is inequigranular. This is equigranular fine grained. This is equigranular coarse grained. Because fine grained you have seen how it looks like. This is how it looks like fine grained here. This is how it looks like coarse grained here. This is coarse grained but equigranular. Okay. This is coarse grained but inequigranular. This is medium grained. Mixture of fine grained material is here. You can see here. These are fine grained materials plus coarse grained material. It is medium. Collective effect is called as medium grained. And we can see that it is inequigranular. Fine material is there and coarse grained material is also. This is what I was talking about, porphyritic texture. Coarse grained मध्ये it looks like this in hand specimen, but if you take the section of same rock under microscope, it may look like this. So the coarse grained mineral and fine grained are combined together to form porphyritic. So this is phenocryst. Coarse grained mineral in the porphyritic texture is called as phenocryst. And below is this one dark colored is ground mass. So ground mass plus phenocryst gives birth to porphyritic texture here. Second texture, if it is inequigranular, if the rock is inequigranular, it produces so many textures. One of the texture is porphyritic texture. When the large crystals are embedded or covered by small crystals. Small crystal काय म्हणले ग्राउंड मास, हे ते ग्राउंड मास किंवा वरच्या स्पेसिमेन मध्ये हँड स्पेसिमेन मध्ये हा ग्राउंड मास आहे. सो लार्ज क्रिस्टल्स आर एम्बेडेड म्हणजे आत घुसलेत कशामध्ये, ह्या फाइन ग्रेनच्या मटेरियल मध्ये, किंवा coarse grained minerals are surrounded by fine grained material. That's called porphyritic. The one which is large size, This is called as phenocryst. The one which is fine grained, it is called as ground mass. So this is ground mass here. Poikilotic texture means when the smaller crystals are enclosed within the large crystals. If you check the relation of this porphyritic, it's a reverse over. So poikilotic is reverse of porphyritic. What is porphyritic? Large crystals are embedded. इधर क्या है? Small crystals are embedded in large. Here, large crystals are embedded in small. Large crystals are embedded in small. इथं काय बघा poikilotic मध्ये. This is one crystal. Whatever you are seeing, this peacock blue colored is one mineral, one large mineral. And in that large mineral, many small minerals are included inside. You can see. So this is one mineral in which we have small minerals. So small minerals are inside the large blue colored mineral. So this is called as poikilotic. What is ophitic? Ophitic is special case variety of poikilotic texture in which augite encloses plagioclases. So same texture is called as poikilotic when larger crystal is augite and smaller is plagioclase. So the same slide can be taken for example of poikilotic and ophitic. Poikilotic is generalized term. It is not mentioning any mineral in it. It is just saying that large crystals, this is what we are saying, large crystals, that is blue colored, are enclosing inside it. These are the gray colored minerals. Enclosing inside it small sized crystals. This is poikilotic. But if the large size mineral is augite, so this is augite. Whatever you are seeing here, peacock blue colored mineral is augite. And small size mineral should be plagioclase. If you want to call the same poikilotic texture as ophitic, larger size crystal should be blue colored mineral is augite. It should be augite and small should be plagioclase. So this is what there are three types of in equigranular textures. This is the reference what we have used for understanding the slide. The summary for earlier slide. This is what we have seen in first presentation. Granularity, coarse, medium, fine. Crystallinity, holocrystalline, hemicrystalline, holohyaline. Holo means all crystal. Hemicrystalline means crystal plus glass. Holohyaline means all glass. This is holocrystalline, example granite. This is how it looks like under microscope. Hemicrystalline glass plus crystals. This specimen can also be taken for porphyritic texture. This is how the glass and crystals looks like under microscope. That's why it is hemicrystalline. These are hemicrystalline. Example is basalt, fine grained, and dark color is glass, and coarse grained are the other minerals. This is another porphyritic basalt. This basalt is different. This basalt is different. You can see clearly porphyry, that is phenocrystalline ground mass. This is enlarged figure. This is holohyaline, example of holohyaline. Obsidian, rock is obsidian. This is equigranular and equigranular texture. This is inequigranular texture. Rocks, different types of rocks. So first rock for your studies is granite rock. Left side photograph shows how from long distance the granite looks like. Okay, so granite looks like rounded hills. It is also called as bald-headed hill. BALD. Bald म्हणजे काय? टक्कल. So this looks like bald head. टक्कल असल्यासारखं दिसतं. So hills, if it is looking like rounded in shape, that is most probably it can be granite. So from long distance, granite looks like this in the form of round-topped hill. If you go near, you can see that it is more particular. You can see curvature. Can you see the curvature to the rock in this photograph? So this is curved nature of the hill. So it is characteristic of granite. So this granite also shows second character, which is called as exfoliation. That means the rock is showing layers like onion. You can see in this central photograph, the hill is showing the granite rock with layers like onion. In the right hand side top corner, you can see close up of the same thing, same type of rock, which shows separated folia or separated layer like the onion layer. So there is another layer below this. This is the separated layer. Below that is another layer. Okay. So below that is another layer. So there are layering of sheets or layers. So this layering is called as exfoliation. Exfoliation is the characteristic of granite. So this is how we have to identify the granite in the field. Left hand side bottom, you can see that some mining work or quarrying work is going on. So people are removing this granite for the use of human being. This is the very famous rock used for as a building stone or building material, mainly used for flooring. And at the photograph's same corner, right hand side corner of the same photograph, you can see the blocks of the granites which are removed from this quarry are kept. So these blocks will be taken to the industry for cutting. If you check the size of the block carefully, you can see that these are the size of the flooring tiles that we are using in our house at the time of construction. So one raised block is here at this place, right hand side corner, you can see the close up here. The man is standing here, small size, and you can judge the scale of the block. If you check the size of the block near the cursor, the cursor is the place where you can see that man is standing, and behind that man we can see a large size block of the granite. So that block will be sliced after taking into cutting industry. After slicing, it will be polished and then sold in the market. So right hand side corner, you will see bottom, you are seeing that how that granite slabs are cut from the quarry mine. You can see a large round sized wheel. It is nothing but the cutter. So this cutter is operated in the field which cuts the slabs like this in the left hand side photographs. So this is the cutter. This is the pokeline which removes the cut blocks and then is transported to the further cutting and polishing industry. This is what the granite you are familiar with. So this is hand specimen of the granite, what you will be seeing in the laboratory. Left hand side photograph shows the hand specimen or laboratory specimen that we use it for study. You can see on the photograph, the website is mentioned. It is a copyrighted photograph of geology.com, but if we use it for education, there is no problem. So this is sourced from geology.com website. We thank them for their contribution. The central part is the same type of granite, but having some different mineral composition. It looks reddish. If you look at the right hand side photograph, it is more reddish. So the number of crystals of plagioclase goes on increasing right hand side. There are many varieties of granite, as you can see here in front of you. Light gray colored granite, then light pink colored or whitish granite, or pink colored granite. These are different varieties of granites. There are many different other commercial varieties of granite, more than 10 to 12 different commercial varieties of granite, which are sold with different names in the market. So right hand side figure, which is pink colored, is the polished tile, photograph of the polished tile, how it looks like. So pink colored minerals are orthoclases, white colored minerals are quartz. You can see quartz, white colored minerals, and pink colored are orthoclases. So you can see it is a composition mainly, as it is the area covering mainly is all pink color. That means it is mainly orthoclase in composition. Here also you can see all the central photograph also you can see that all pink material is all orthoclase, and this light colored material all is quartz. So mainly the composition of granite is quartz and orthoclase. So description is there at the bottom of the photographs. It says that granite is coarse grained, medium to coarse grained, or sometimes medium grained rock, which is intrusive igneous rock. Now I need not tell you what is intrusive rock. The rocks which are formed below the surface or inside the crust is called as intrusive because it is inside. So it is coarse grained intrusive rock, mostly or mainly of plutonic origin. That means it is formed at greater depth, and it is rich in quartz and feldspar. As you can see in the photograph, and just I mentioned that it is mainly constituting having composition of quartz and feldspar. And mostly we can see that all over the world, plutonic origin rocks are of granitic type, or they are granite. So how these coarse grained minerals are formed? So as you can refer it to the previous lectures, we say that if the cooling of magma is slow, it produces coarse grained minerals, and this slow cooling is possible only at greater depth. So if you look at the last word of the description, it says that it is formed at greater depth due to slow cooling of magma. So this is what the first rock, it is for your study, is called as granite. There are three varieties of granite we are studying. This is second variety of granite, which is porphyritic. You might have seen similar photograph in previous slide when we were understanding the inequigranular texture. It is because we have studied it for understanding porphyritic texture. Same way, we have the same granite as we are studying it as a variety of granite, and we are naming it as porphyritic granite because this granite is showing porphyritic texture. Okay, so this same photograph can be referred as for studying porphyritic texture, and same photograph is for porphyritic granite also because the photograph is of porphyritic granite. So you can see the phenocryst of or coarse grained minerals of orthoclases, which appears pinkish in color, and rest of the material around it is relatively fine grained. Okay, it is not that exactly fine grained as we have seen it in basalt in previous slides in first session. Okay, so this surrounding material is relatively fine grained. If you compare the size of this plagioclase, which is phenocryst, the size of this is relatively fine grained. So we say that it is relatively fine grained. So we say that this is porphyritic. So phenocryst of orthoclase, which is coarse grained, surrounded by ground mass of quartz and some other mineral. So mainly quartz and feldspar. As you can see the description below the photograph, the rock is mainly made up of quartz and feldspar. So description is same as that of previous. If you check carefully, coarse, intrusive rock, quartz and feldspar main, and formed due to magma, cooling of magma at greater depth. Check the description here also. Same here. Quartz, feldspar, acidic rock, plutonic rock, slow cooling. There is some spelling mistake here. So this is right hand side example is polished granite of similar kind, where you can see pink colored coarse grained phenocrysts, and surrounding to them are the relatively fine grained. I am not saying fine grained. Listen carefully. It is relatively fine grained minerals because if you look at this white colored mineral, it is quartz, and this quartz is coarse grained. This is also another type of quartz. It is also coarse grained. If you say them, look at them individually without looking at this large size phenocryst. So the rock is basically coarse grained, but ground mass is relatively fine grained. So this is another photograph of phenocryst uh, showing the surrounding to it a ground mass. A collective effect is called as porphyritic. It is seen in granite, that's why the name is porphyritic granite. Third example is example of graphic granite. Graphic is the term which is used for the appearance of the rock which shows some design like written script. So if you look at the central photograph, it appears that there is some design which appears like something written in the ancient type of script, old language. So it appears like something written. If you look at the left hand side photograph, it appears like some Farsi or Urdu script written. But it is not that Farsi or Urdu or any language. It is arrangement of mineral like this. So few minerals are arranged in such a way that it looks like written script. That's why it is called as graphic. The same granite, which is hand specimen, shows in microscope like this. So you can see this is the quartz. These are the quartz, bright colored mineral quartz. And you can see intergrowth of some other mineral. It is gray colored mineral has entered into this quartz, and some part of quartz has entered into this gray colored mineral. So this quartz is entered into this gray colored mineral. This part of gray colored mineral is entered into quartz. So this is called as intergrowth texture. So graphic texture is nothing but intergrowth texture formed due to eutectic crystallization. If you look at the last line of the slide, graphic intergrowth is nothing but the eutectic crystallization. In eutectic crystallization, we have studied in theory. Eutectic is nothing but the simultaneous crystallization. So if you try to describe the graphic granite is basically coarse grained as it is basically a granite, and then as it is granite, its composition remains same, that is quartz and feldspar. As it is granite, it is plutonic. As it is having orthoclase and quartz as its composition, you can see it is acidic in nature. So rest of the properties remain same of the granite, but only one additional property that it is graphic. You can see that it is formed due to slow cooling, formed due to magma, formed at a greater depth. Description is same. The only difference is last line, that is graphic. This is the second rock, which is called pegmatite. Left hand side figure shows how the pegmatite looks like. In the left side photograph, you can see white colored bands. These are the intrusive rocks. It is formed after the intrusion of melt into the pre-existing rocks. So there will be earlier rocks. In the gap of those rocks, this melt enters, intrusion takes place. So you can see that it is light colored. That means it is having some acidic composition. The light colored rocks are acidic. And if you take the just view of central photograph, it is slight nearer view of the same vein. With the left hand side, this white colored band is a pegmatite. If you look at the closer observation, it appears like this. So pegmatite is the intrusion of this material into this country rock. So darker is the earlier rock. In the gap of earlier darker rock, this intrusion takes place. So that is called as intrusive rocks, and is light colored, it is acidic. Further closer look in hand specimen, it looks like this. So all this white colored material is all quartz. So pegmatite rocks will be primarily having quartz as its composition. Along with that, it can have mica. So you can see here few lighter tones here. These are the mica or muscovite. And then dark colored, very dark colored minerals are tourmaline. So mica and dark colored tourmaline are less in number in pegmatite rock, and mainly rock is made up of quartz. So it is coarse grained. You can see the size of the grains of this tourmaline, size of grain of this mica, and rest of the material is all quartz. So larger size quartz grains are there. So it is basically very coarse grained. Let's say compared to the granite, if you compare the size of minerals in the pegmatite, they are very coarse grained. Okay. Again, the composition is quartz mainly, and then other composition, as I told you, is mica and tourmaline. You can see in the description. So quartz, mica, and tourmaline are the mineral composition of the rock. And rock, as it is light colored, you can see, and having this composition, such rocks with this composition like quartz, mica are called as acidic rocks. And looking at the grain size, it is called plutonic rock. And if the same intrusion is near the surface, like this, as you can see here, it is near the surface, this same rock will be of medium grained size. And at the bottom, at greater depth, it will be coarse grained. So it can be hypabasal because it is formed near the surface, but into the rock, we call such rocks as hypabasal. And if the same rock is formed at greater depth, we call it as plutonic. So this rock, which is called pegmatite, can be hypabasal also and plutonic also. Again, may be hypabasal, that is, if it is in the crust, formed in the crust or in the plutonic depth or greater depth, it is formed due to slow cooling. That's why we can see that its size is coarse grained. So it is a coarse grained plutonic or hypabasal rock of acidic nature, having mica and quartz as its major composition. Next rock is rhyolite. As per your syllabus of the practical, rhyolite is fine grained basically rock, and you can see left hand side the outcrop or hill of rhyolite how it looks like. If you see the same rock which is present there in those hills in hand specimen, it looks like this central photograph. It is banded in nature. The bands are of different composition either or different texture. So one band can be having some larger size crystals comparatively. As you can see, there are a few white spots you can see here. This white spot, or few brown spots here. Okay, so this can be having some different size minerals or different composition minerals. So we can say that these are the composition different banding or texture different banding. Light colored band may have different minerals and the dark colored band may have different minerals. But totally, if you look at the rock, it is fine grained. Same rock under microscope looks like this. These white spots present on the hand specimen, these white spots, these white spots enlarged here in the microscopic section appears like this. These are the light colored rock, light colored minerals surrounded by fine grained material. So it can be mixture of some glassy material and coarse grained material. Okay. And if you look at the length of these coarse grained minerals in this rock section, length of the minerals are arranged parallel to each other. So this length of this mineral is parallel to this length, parallel to this length. If you look at the left hand side grain, the length, its length is parallel to this length, and the small mineral lengths are parallel. So that's why it is called as a flow texture. So rhyolite commonly shows a flow texture. If it is fine grained but banded, we can say that the texture of the rhyolite is flow. Minerals in a rock, if are arranged in banded form, and if you take the section of this rock and see it under microscope, you can see that elongated minerals are parallel to each other. That is called as flow. This parallel nature is caused due to flow of the lava. So this is like basalt, but its composition is acidic. The magma which gives birth to this rock is acidic. By same type of magma, granite is taking birth. But the magma, if cools at greater depth, that magma will form granite. But same magma, if it is erupted on the surface, it will form this rock. That is called rhyolite. That's why it is light colored. So we say that it is light colored, fine grained rock. It is mainly hyperbasal. Sometimes it can be volcanic. And the macrosection looks like this, where minerals are arranged parallel to each other. That's why the texture is called as flow texture. This is about rhyolite. Next rock is dolerite. Uh, this rock is formed from the magma, which gives birth to gabbro. We have taken example of gabbro in plutonic rock, and this is the rock which is formed by same melt, but by same mechanism like pegmatite. That is, intrusion takes place. You have seen pegmatite of white color here. White color, same type of intrusive rocks are here, but black colored. That means intrusion composition was basic in composition. The intrusion takes place in earlier rock. You can see here, light colored rocks are earlier, and intrusion takes place in this light colored rock. So this is dolerite rock. Normally, it is kind of intrusive rock which takes place in the earlier rocks, and it can be coarse or medium grained, because at the margins, if you take the texture, its texture will be fine grained because it comes in contact with cooler rocks surrounding to it. So this coldness of this surrounding rock will uh, allow this marginal material to cool fast. So at the margins, it will be fine grained, both the side margins. But if you take the texture, check the texture of the rock at the central part of this intrusion or dolerite, we see that it is coarse grained at the center because of slow cooling, because this material at the center will not come in direct contact with the surrounding cold rock, so it cools relatively coarse grained. So at the center, this intrusion will show a coarse grained texture, and at the margins, contact margins, it will show fine grained. That's why it is called as coarse and medium grained material. So as you can see that this appears like a dike, and earlier we have seen the forms of igneous rocks. and we have studied dike, and this is nothing but a dolerite dike. Okay, the wall of rock is called as dike. So what is the composition? As I said that the same rock is giving birth to gabbro or basalt. That's composition is plagioclase and augite. As you have seen earlier rock, uh, basalt, which is having plagioclase and augite as its composition. So if you look at the central part of the photograph of the slide, you can see the photograph of same dolerite here in hand specimen, how it looks like. You can see that it is having a mixture of coarse grained minerals. You can see white colored large size minerals are there here, and then other fine grained materials are there. So it is mixture of coarse and fine. You can see the enlarged figure in microsection or microscopic section. Few minerals are coarse grained like this, and other minerals are fine grained. Surrounding to that is fine grained mineral. So this is porphyritic texture. As we have seen earlier, the porphyritic texture here, mixture of coarse and relatively fine grained material. So here also we have porphyritic texture, coarse and fine grained material. So dolerite commonly shows porphyritic texture. So as you can see, it is dark colored rock. You can guess that it is having basic minerals as its composition. And yes, you can see augite as a mineral here, which is having Mg and Fe as its composition. That's why the color of this dike is dark. You can see hand specimen also dark. And you can see the augite present. The pink colored, peacock blue, yellow, orange, all these minerals are nothing but augite. And you can see few minerals are at the corner, which are olivine. Left hand side bottom corner of the photograph shows olivine, presence of olivine. So it is thus basic in composition. So this is basic rock. So we'll stop for the day here. To summarize, we have covered uh, the rock basa granite, and then we understood the varieties of granite, three varieties of granite: common granite, porphyritic granite, and graphic granite. Then pegmatite, which is another acidic rock. And this acidic rock formed by melt of granite, but on the surface or in the crust, that is rhyolite, and this is dolerite.